This video is going to show how to perform contour routing in OrCAD X Presto to efficiently route rigid flex PCBs. Routing through the flex portion of a rigid flex PCB requires traces to conform to irregular shapes, which can be difficult if the flex is made mostly of arcs and curves. The contour routing feature in OrCAD X Presto allows for quick and easy routing of traces in flex zones by contouring to curves and irregular shapes, ensuring that each trace follows the path of the flex zone. Start by opening the provided design in OrCAD X Presto. To start routing, select the Add Connect mode from the toolbar. The Add Connect widget opens. We'll start routing from the top of the flex zone. Click the via at the top to start routing. Make sure Assisted is selected in the Add Connect widget and select Flex 1 from the Start Layer drop-down to change the layer. Attempting to route the trace in the rigid flex zone without the contour mode activated will bend it at a 45-degree angle at the curve. To activate contour routing, under Group Route in the Add Connect widget, enable the toggle for contour. The spacing of the trace from the contour reference can be configured from the Contour Spacing drop-down. In this example, we'll select Constraint to route the contour as close to the reference as allowed by the constraint set. Let's start by routing a single trace. Click the Route keypin to assign it as the contour object. The trace attached to your cursor automatically snaps to the contour of the keypin and rigid flex outline. Move your cursor along the flex path. The trace is locked to the irregular shape of the flex. Click the end of the flex to place the trace. The trace is released from the contour and can be freely routed and connected to its via as normal. Now let's contour route a group of vias. Back at the start of the flex zone, click and drag to select the upper vias. To set the group spacing, select the desired value from the group spacing dropdown or enter it to define spacing manually. We'll set ours to 25 mils. Click the uppermost via to start routing. Traces for all selected nets are attached to the cursor. Click to set the direction to route, then select the routed trace to route the group on its contour. The trace net is shown as the contour object. Move the mouse to the end of the rigid flex zone and click to place the trace. Press Escape when finished to return to single trace mode. Click each trace to route it to its respective via at the end of the rigid flex and click again to finish. Finally, let's route the remaining vias using an existing trace as reference. Pan back to the start of the flex zone. Click and drag to select the remaining vias with red mesh lines. Click the lowest via to start routing, and click the large VCC trace at the bottom of the flex to use it as the contour reference. Route the traces to the end of the rigid flex, click to place the traces, then press Escape. In single trace mode, click to route each trace to its respective via at the end of the rigid flex. Quickly and efficiently perform contour routing on flex and rigid flex PCBs to route traces according to the design outline in OrCAD X Presto. For more tutorials, visit us at resources.ema-eva.com and don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.